So today I'm going to show you what digital PR is, how it works, and a case study example of what we've done for a client in the past. So let's get into it. So first off, what is digital PR? So in real simple terms, it's about creating fantastic content about your product or brand from an idea that people are really willing to click on and also link to as well. Now, when we talk about what links you're getting, they're from really high tier publications and also really relevant to your niche. Let's say, for example, that you got a link from a really big blog, let's say like a health line for your health product. That would be an example of digital PR. But what you need to create to get that link and entice someone to actually link to it is a different scope completely than traditional backlinking methods. But here's the really cool part. When we get a really good publication linking to your particular brand or business, that's great from a brand credibility perspective. You get a lot of referral traffic through, but this is where Google actually starts seeing that and goes, wow, this website must be really credible. This is how it links in to traditional how we build credibility in SEO as well. So not only is it about building great referral traffic, getting brand visibility out there, it has a flow-on effect to SEO. And this is why it's one of these new pillars of SEO that people are really engaging with in 2024. Now, a quick note about the differences between digital PR and traditional PR methods. They share the same ethos. Take a really good idea to a publication or a journalist and say, hey, this is this really cool product or brand or person. Make a press release, send it through, create some news article and buzz about it. But in digital PR, what we're actually looking for is the actual SEO value that it's bringing, whether that be traffic or keyword increases or overall revenue coming through organic as well. That's what we're looking for in digital PR. Now I'm going to walk through how to do digital PR, and this is where it starts skewing away from traditional SEO, where in digital PR, we're looking for the target audience, but we're also looking for what the target audience is searching in news results, where a point of difference might be for SEO, we're looking at keyword searches, we're actually looking for things that are trending in the news and also have volume behind them, hopefully as well. Once you start seeing that and seeing what your audience is searching for, especially in the news, you then want to create things that they will engage with, creative ideas that's going to win over their hearts and minds and get them to engage with that content as well. I have a couple of tactics to show you that people use in digital PR to get link acquisition. So in terms of tactics of digital PR, I'm going to start off with one that's very tried and tested and still used for normal link building methods as well, is using a platform like Haro, help a reporter out. Basically, journalists would go in here and post up, hey, I'm looking for a source or a citation on this particular topic I'm writing about. And if you are an expert in that source or have something relevant or a piece of content that's relevant to that source, you can submit it and see if they respond. Now, the problem with this is it's quite competitive. You have to be quite hot on the pulse to be able to get back to these pitches really quickly because speed is just so essential. Journalists have a lot of content to produce and not a lot of time. So one, they don't want to be bombarded with people with the same boring stuff. You have to get creative, and also the speed of execution here has to be quite high. So in terms of that, you can get some great links out of it and some great coverage, but it's a slower process overall. The next step up from that is doing something like data publishing. And this is where you start seeing more of these high quality, really linkable assets that people create, then going out to publications, journalists, and presenting that and saying, hey, do you want to link to this? So a great example of this is using something like a map or an interactive map. So here we've got homebuyers.com. I know there's some really great SEO as well, but they've created this page about the best cities for young adults. It's a really interactive page that actually has a map on there as well, and you can actually click through and see the rankings of each one of these cities. It's a really great blog article, and I can imagine people being quite enticed to link to this or share this to their friends or post it somewhere as well as a really useful resource for young adults looking to move to the best cities in America. Following on from that, this is where surveys and survey studies are really great too. Here's one from Mint Life. 65% of Americans have no idea how much they spent last month. People care about budgeting, people care about their finances. There's always a trending topic. This is a great article to read through. They've done a study as well. Do you know how much you spent last month? 35% do know, 65% don't. You can imagine that's quite an enticing headline for someone to read as well and engage with. Quite linkable too. Now, I bet you're wondering, okay, this is all great quality content. They've obviously put a lot of effort into it. What are the actual results that are coming through pages like this? Well, if I plug that into a tool like SEMrush, look at their backlink analytics as well. I can see that this particular page is quite authoritative. It's got 425 referring domains, so that's individual links coming to it as well. The overall website is quite authoritative too, so no wonder they're doing quite well, and you can tell by the quality of the content, they put a lot of effort into it as well. If I go into the backlink profile to that exact URL, lo and behold, they've got a really, really high quality link from Forbes, from CNBC, Washington Post, American Express. This is a very, very high quality, even Wix, BuzzFeed, a very, very high quality asset that people are using to cite sources for their content as well. A perfect example of a well-executed digital PR campaign. So next up is newsjacking. Now this is a more hard to execute one because it requires a constant stream of looking at trending topics in the news. When something's taking over the airwaves, it can be a great time to leverage that and capitalize that using some really clever content. So an example of this is when McDonald's lost a trademark lawsuit in Ireland, and basically during that time, Burger King renamed their sandwiches to basically troll McDonald's. This got a lot of news coverage and got a lot of links towards a particular news article, and it took over the airwaves. So essentially it's about taking trending topics and then creating content that piggybacks off that and overtakes the airwaves. It can create a lot of interest and also generate a lot of links to particular pages that you create. Really clever way of doing it, but again, you need to be on the pulse. Okay, so you're probably thinking right now, Lawrence, you talked a lot about these different methods. Okay, what's something practical? I'll run you through a case study example of what we've done for a fitness brand that we work with. Now, we basically took a clever mix of data and quick responses from surveys to look at trends that were happening in TikTok around fitness terms. And some of the terms that were coming up, and you've probably heard coworkers talk about this, 75 hard, cozy cardio, under your desk treadmills. All these trending topics were quite interesting. And we took those trends and went to an outreach list that we created, a media list, and we started getting a lot of traction with publications and journalists, eventually leading to a topic that was essentially TikTok's most searched fitness trends. And that led to publications and actual links back to our client from news.com.au, one of the biggest publishers, or the biggest publisher in Australia. We've got another one from 9.com.au, Vanity Fair as well. And it was really, really quite powerful in the sense that now we've got links and traction coming to the website and also to a particular blog article. And this is the trend and impact you can see from digital PR working quite well. That over a course of time, we had a blog article about the best small treadmills that was linked to a few times in these articles, that it started gaining traction and it launched from position 10, at least according to SEMrush, to now #1 in search, beating out some major competitors. So this is the power of digital PR when executed well. But picking the right topic and linking it to terms that are really relevant, you can see some great performance coming out of SEO. Now this is one of these more obscure methods, but I really like it. I think it's one of my favorite ones where you actually create keyword intent, or you coin or craft a term that people will start searching for and volume starts being created around. Now, this sounds like a little bit of an off-kilter example, but the word Riz, when that started originating last year or the year before and started trending, no one knew what it was, but then people started Googling it and people started crafting content around that. Now imagine if you were the person that created the term, the slang term, Riz. If you had created a pillar article or a piece about it or some form of content that was initially released when that term started trending, you would be the utmost authoritative source on that particular topic. Now, if you are in that position, you can guarantee when people start creating blog articles and content about the word Riz, they'll probably find your article or your initial piece of content and link to it as an authoritative source. That's a great way to build credibility to your website by originating a term. Very, very hard to do, but can be done essentially. Think about words like fidget spinner or slime or things that didn't exist before, but new keyword intent created a demand around it and people started creating products and brands around it. Big brain stuff, but it can be done. So there you have it. That's my breakdown of digital PR and its relationship to SEO. And I really encourage you to think about digital PR in the terms of your brand and how it can apply. And if you're interested in learning more, please reach out to us. We have digital PR services that we provide to our clients. Come chat to us and see if there's a campaign in it for you. Thanks so much. Subscribe, like, comment, and I'll see you in the next one.